Hello and welcome to my review of the Chaplain in Terminator Armour for Space Marines for Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop. Now, one of these miniatures will cost you a whopping £26 and comprises of just 25 plastic components and a 40mm round base. So yes, that means you're paying over £1 per piece, which is a lot of money. I personally would have preferred this model to be 20 at a push, £22, but £26, you're almost at Phoenix Lord prices, you know, Morgan Riot £27.50 and things like that. I understand Games Workshop factor in the number of units that they will sell with the price points that they make. You know, HQs typically you don't buy more than one, but with this set that's a bit different because they give you quite a few options, 6 different options in fact, and I'll go through the spare parts in a moment. Let's have a look at the miniature up close. Format of this video will start off with that, then I'll look at the spare parts, we'll go through some size comparisons, and then I'll go through the rules right at the end. So this is the Chaplain in Terminator Armour. We kind of did need one. You know, we've got the Librarian in Terminator Armour from the Leviathan box set. We've got the new Terminator set. We've got the Captain in Terminator Armour and the you know, multi-part one coming. We're probably going to get more Terminator variants now, special characters, now that they've got this bigger size and they're, you know, quite adept at making these. So yeah, they brought one out. This one has a slight twist from all the others, you know, other than it being bigger and more detailed than the previous iterations, in that you get some options. It's not just a Chaplain in Terminator Armour, you build it and there you go. This one has 2 different Croziuses. I prefer this one. I'll show you what the other one will look like in a bit. You get a helmeted version and a helmetless. I just much prefer this helmeted version. I think the other one, any Terminator or any Space Marine without part of the faceplate just looks odd. Looks like a Reaver, you know. And again, not sure if you like the Reavers and things, but also, I don't know if you've noticed, but it comes with a shield. It comes with a big old storm shield, which means it's going to look great when they release the Thunderhammer storm shield Terminators in about 6 years. I don't know. You know, you can have that, or you can have the classic Stormbolter. Pose wise, it's not that good. Like, I don't really like it. Yeah, he's sort of walking forwards, charging with the Crozius in a way, but I think that the Storm Shield works better in this pose than the Stormbolter. But yeah, pose leaves a bit to be considered, but still a nice looking mini. It's just whether you can justify that price for it. Spare parts then. Here they are. You've got Stormbolter, as I said. You can just put this together, and then yep, you can have that instead of the Storm Shield. The only sort of thing going on really is this skull with a double wing on the Stormbolter, but it is exactly the same style as on the Sergeant. I think you can swap these weapons out with the others Terminators, but that's what I went for with the Sergeant. So nothing new. Would have been nice to have some kind of new skull icon motif on there. Something just, you know, unique to the Chaplain maybe, but no, we've just got a Sergeant's Stormbolter. The Crozius just looks a bit, I say, weak. It's kind of 2D instead of the 3D for this one, and you know, I would use this on like a Primaris Chaplain instead. It looks almost like a Rod of Office rather than a Crozius, but yeah, that's the other Crozius you get. And then this is the helmetless head. And you can see what I'm talking about, looking like a Reaver. You know, nice detail with the scarring though, but I personally always think Chaplains should wear a helmet because it just adds to their office and their intimidation and things. But there you go, they're the spare parts, not many at all. Size comparisons then. I already showcased a Terminator, but this is one of the brand new Terminators from the multi-pose kit. He's not on he's on a bit of a tactical kind of reinforced concrete thing, but he's exactly the same size as the other Terminators. Would have been nice if he was a bit bigger, a bit chunkier. The Storm Shield does add a little bit to his presence, but he's going to blend in. You know, other than if you've got an army that isn't black like mine. If he is black and, you know, your other Terminators are blue, for instance, he's going to stand out. But other than that, size-wise, he's going to blend in. Whether you think that's a good thing or not, I don't know. Would be nice him leading a unit of Terminators, but they always have their sergeant in there. But it'd be a nice kind of Death Star unit having 5 or even 10 Terminators and a Chaplain, and just going in and just, you know, taking out anything they possibly can. That would be awesome. But yeah, that's him compared to the Terminator. Compared to other HQ units, so I've got the Captain from the Heroes set. I've also got the Captain with Jump Pack, and I've got the Terminator Captain from the Leviathan box set. So yeah, as you can see, size-wise they're the same, but the Captain just has that much bigger bases. I think it's a 50mm base and is, you know, raised up, and I think definitely has more presence compared to the Captain, the most newest Captain from the Heroes. You know, the Chaplain is bigger, so there is that, but the Captain's also on that sort of tactical rock. Again, I think the Captain's got more presence, and then the Captain with Jump Pack in this pose. Clearly got a bit of presence there, leaping forward. So they're your HQs I wanted to compare him with. I'll just give you a comparison, trip down memory lane, I guess, because I've been rummaging around my bits box. I don't have another Terminator Chaplain somewhere in metal. I can't find him. He's probably buried away somewhere. But I did find this one from the 90s, and he is a metal miniature on a 25mm base. And I just wanted to give you this look at you know, how far we've come. You know, I think I've even like brushed over the bone colour with a bit of burnished gold or something. I don't know why I did that. You know, no shading. There's bits of gold missing that I didn't paint. I sprayed him white. Yeah, I would love to go over this and repaint him and put highlights and shades and all kinds of things, but part of me doesn't want to, because that's kind of like, you know, it's quite sentimental, and it's a part of my hobby frozen in time, really. But look at the differences there, guys. Just incredible. Maybe I should have given him the Stormbolter for that, you know, full comparison, but you could always magnetize it, I guess. But the thing with magnetizing, I've got thousands of miniatures. I just end up with thousands of more little magnetized pieces everywhere. But anyway, compared to my standard comparisons that I always like to do, right here we've got you know, standard Space Marine, a fair bit smaller. We've got Primaris, which should be about the same size. Chaplain's a bit taller, and of course we've got Sly Marbo, which is, yeah, quite small. I'd love some Cadians, don't get me wrong, some Astra Militarum to replace Sly Marbo with, as just a normal Cadian soldier. Maybe I'll pick some up, who knows. Okay, this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Space Marines Chaplain in Terminator Armour. You can find his rules near the very start of all of the HQ units. Praisingly, Games Workshop have started to bundle all of the specific unit types in one area. So you've got the Chaplain in Terminator Armour, and you've got the Chaplain on bike. So the Chaplain in Terminator Armour will cost you 85 points. So, you know, to get that Terminator Armour, it's an extra 20 points because the normal Chaplain is 65 points, and the stat line is affected. So the Chaplain in Terminator has a movement of 5 inches, toughness of 5, save of 2+, with an invulnerable 4+ save, 5 wounds, leadership 5+, and objective control 1. That differs a fair amount compared to a normal Chaplain. Normal Chaplain is a little bit faster in movement, it's 6 inches, and the normal Chaplain has a worse toughness because of that Terminator Armour just has a 4 for toughness, and also the save is just a 3+ instead of the 2+, but still retains that 4+ invulnerable, and also the normal Chaplain only has 4 wounds instead of 5. So I think that's worth it. You know, for the extra 20 points, you're getting a better toughness, 1 more wound, and a better save. So the unit composition, it's 1 Chaplain in Terminator Armour, and the model is equipped with a Stormbolter and Crozius Arcanum. The model Stormbolter can be replaced with 1 Relic Shield. I think I called it a Storm Shield, but it's actually a Relic Shield. And what that Relic Shield does is it gives the bearer a wound characteristic of 6. So you're now getting 6 wounds, quite a lot now, moving into the 6 wound category. But again, I still would have preferred either re-rolling failed saves or an invulnerable save of 3+. I wonder if they'll do that for 11th edition. They'll just give everything with Storm Shields 3+ invulnerable saves instead of this extra wound thing. Ranged weapons, mine's not equipped with the Stormbolter, but if you did leave him with the Stormbolter, it's a rapid fire 2 weapon. It's a range of 24 inches, 2 attacks, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4, AP 0, and a damage of 1. The melee weapons, which they'll all have, has 5 attacks, weapon skill 2+, strength 6, AP -1, and a damage of 2. Pretty nice, you know, you're getting 5 full attacks there. You're most likely going to hit with that 2+. Strength is good, AP is alright, but damage is good as well with that 2. It is a leader and can be attached to the following units: Terminator Assault Squad or Terminator Squad, so that backs up what I said earlier about, you know, having him in a 10-man Terminator Squad. Abilities, has core abilities, Deep Strike and Leader. Faction abilities, Oath of Moment. And then unit-specific abilities, Litany of Hate. While the model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. Very nice. It's going to be fantastic if you're using him with Lightning Claw Terminators, for example. Recitation of Faith. While this model is leading a unit, models in that unit have a Feel No Pain 4+ ability against mortal wounds. That's one of the main reasons why you'll pick a Chaplain, is because of that Recitation of Faith rule. The different Chaplains, like the normal Chaplain and the Chaplain on bike, have different kind of leader abilities. The normal Chaplain has Spiritual Leader, the Chaplain on bike has Catechism of Fire. So yeah, just bear that in mind, that they don't share those ones, but they all have Litany of Hate. Keywords: Infantry, Character, Imperium, Terminator, Chaplain. So there you go, that is my review of the Chaplain in Terminator Armour. I think he's great. You know, the rules are good, the model's pretty good, gives you some options. It's just that price point at the 26. We're almost at that. We're pushing on the door at 30, and 26 is kind of similar price to the resin Forge World minis, you know, the Praetors and things. So yeah, I did foresee that happening. I've said that in other videos, where we'll get to a point where the plastic miniatures overtake the Forge World ones and people will still complain about the Forge World prices, but this is the price we pay for a, I guess, easier to work with miniature, and you know, the size creep as well. What do you guys think of this Chaplain though? Will you be picking him up? Will you be picking a couple of them up? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.